Welcome to Kung Fu Havoc number 2. We are going to watch a video from TikTok. 3 of them. It's about fighting with honor or whatnot. Street fighting versus um, controlled environment fighting or arena fighting or professional fighting. And we're going to do that right now. And then we're going to talk about it. We're going to let you get my opinions. And then we're going to continue on that because TikTok, man, 3-minute videos. What can you do in 3 minutes? A lot more than you can do in 1 minute, but 3 minutes, got to make the best of it. So here we go. I'm actually going to stop. Hold on. Stop. Hit this. Watch carefully. Okay, so you saw that, right? I'll let it play again before I go to my video. But I want y'all to pay attention to this. Right here. This is the most important part. Saw that? Okay. Because that's what you're going to see when I go back to my video. Okay. Just
Hell no. We have a problem here. Alright? That was a street fighting move. And damn it. If they were in the streets, I would not have a problem with that. Alright? Because I'm a street fighter. I would not have a problem with that if they were in the streets. Alright? Because in the streets, you kind of got to do what you got to do. Especially if you don't think you're a good fighter. But they're in the ring. You're in a professional setting. No. No. Now, y'all can come at me if you want. Because I clearly said, in the streets, I would have been okay with that. But when you are in the ring, and you are a competitor, if you got to poke people in the eye, or get in a cheap shot, you ain't got no business in that ring. And I don't care what y'all say about me or to me on that shit, but honor has a limit, alright? In the streets, man, nobody's giving a fuck about your honor, alright? Nobody. Not me, not you, not the guy across the street. Hell, Jesus might even let that shit slide. But when you are in a competition, and yeah, I get wanting the advantage in a fight. I get it. Because that's how we do it in the streets. But you are a professional. You are in that ring. You know the rules. The fucking ref goes over the rules. Touch gloves, and then go. And 9 times out of 10, like if it's wrestling, you can't touch each other till the fucking bell rings. But, the music was playing, so we don't know if there was a bell. But what we do know is she touched gloves and tried to round kick the shit out of the young lady, and that shit won't call for. That's a bad example of honor. That's a bad example of sportsmanship. And I don't care who comes at me for this shit. I'll stand 10 toes deep in that shit. That wasn't a street fight. Like I said, if it was a street fight in the streets, hey, it's a street fight. But when you are in that arena, whether it's wrestling, UFC, rec, havoc, whatever, there is a line that you are supposed to maintain. And that is the fucking rules. And I'm sorry. Again, in the streets, no problem. I ain't got no problem with that if it was in the streets, but you are in an arena, you are in a professional setting, you have a set of rules that you must follow. Just like all the motherfuckers in the UFC that thumb somebody in the eye. If you gotta thumb somebody in the eye, you shouldn't be fighting. I'm sorry. Y'all can say what you want about me, but we in a controlled environment. I shouldn't have to thumb you in the eye. When we touch gloves, we should take a fighting position and go. This is going to be a 2-parter. But if we're in the streets, that's a different ballgame. That's a different ballgame. Anything and everything goes in the streets. But not in the fucking arena. Unless you're having a street fight in wrestling. There will be a part 2. I know I'm going to get a lot of flack about this shit, but I don't care. Because I'll stand 10 toes deep. This is part 2. And again, y'all can give me all the fucking smoke you want, but you know I'm right. In wrestling and in fighting, professionally, there are rules, and they are set for a reason. And again, I'm going to say it one more time. I'm going to piss off everybody who's fans of certain people who thumb motherfuckers in the eye to win the fight. Because, it's kind of hard to fight when you can't see. I didn't say you couldn't fight. I just said it's kind of hard to fight when you can't see. Now, in the streets, anything goes. We have established that in the first video. And let me say it one more time for the people in the back. Or the people who can't read my lips. Or the people who just ain't never been in a fucking street fight. In a street fight, anything goes. In a professional fight, there are rules so that you don't get unalived in that ring, because y'all fail to understand, as a fighter, it is very easy to accidentally unalive somebody. That's why you can't hit them in the throat. That's why you can't hit them below the belt. That's why you can basically only hit solid stuff. And yeah, sometimes you get hit in the ribs. Sometimes you get hit in places that you're not supposed to get hit. But also, that's why they always tell you defend yourself at all times when you get into the ring. Touch gloves, defend yourself at all times. Ding, ding, let's go. There'll be a part 3, because y'all know I'm long-winded. But to be honest, what she did was unhonorable and unacceptable. And if she lost, because you can't tell from that little clip, I'm hoping that she did. If she lost, she deserved to lose. She was an instant karma victim, and she deserved every bit of that crap, because, one, you in a professional setting, your job as a professional fighter is to fight, but your job, the whole word professional, might want to take note into your brainstem about it's a professional fight. Professional fights have rules. Even bare-knuckle professional fights have rules, and you must follow those rules, or you must be banned from that shit. Because thumbing somebody in the eye in a fight where y'all got gloves and it's a sanctioned bout where everything is laid on the table before you get there. No eye gouging, no biting on the ears, no biting, period. That's why you have mouthpieces. No hit to the groins, no hit to the neck, no hitting somewhere that you can unalive somebody. It's generally set there in the rules. I think it's like 15 rules, and I think those are like the top 3. Eye gouging, biting, and hitting in the private parts. But there's a respect thing in fighting, whether you are in the streets or whether you are in the arena. There is a respect thing about how you do this. Now, if you're in the streets, it's probably you're going to earn that respect after you either get your ass kicked or kick somebody's ass. But in that damn ring, even if you don't like me, you're going to respect me. If you come out the guard and we just tap gloves and you just decide, oh, I'm going to kick you dead in the face. Okay, now I know how I got to play with you. Because, see, I might have wanted to take it easy on you so that the fight can go a couple of rounds. But, see, you coming out the guard hard. Part 3's coming. This will be part 3, and I have decided that I may make a YouTube about this later tonight. But I'm going to put it to you like this, there's a difference between fighting professionally and fighting in the street. And fighting in the street is a little bit more dangerous than fighting professionally, because at least with professional fights, you have rules and they're in place to keep you alive. Alright? In the streets, this thing right here, enough said. Now, with the right person doing it. Now, you in a professional setting, there ain't no reason why you can't follow the rules. You should not need to thumb me in the eye if we're in a fighting arena. You should not need to hit me below the belt if we are in an arena. You should not be able to do anything, or you should not need to do anything, if you know what you're doing before you signed on for this fight. We ain't going to win them all. We ain't. We're going to lose them. Sometimes we go down in the first 5 minutes of the first round. Yeah, I understand getting the advantage in a fight, especially if it's your first fight out and you don't want to look like a sucker in front of people. Well, here's the thing. Regardless of your first fight or your last fight, you are going to have a win-loss record unless you fight one time, you beat that person, and you retire. That's the only way you're going to have a 1-0-0 record. No, or you can have a 0-0-0 record and just not fight at all. No, 0 wins, 0 loses, 0 draws. Now, I think that's how it still works. I'm 49. Things have changed in the years that I have been trying to get into professional fighting. So, here's that thing. You're a professional. Act like a professional. Do not sit here, I'm going to thumb this guy in the eye as soon as we get in. As soon as that bell rings, I'm going to thumb him in the eye. You know how many UFC fighters have thumbed people in the eye and still wound up getting their ass kicked? Deservingly so. Because you're fighting in a professional setting. They give you the fucking rules in the locker room. They lay down the base 5. No biting. No eye gouging. No thumbing to the eye. Same goddamn concept. No punching in the throat. No punching in the testicles. They lay down the rules. And I know they lay down at least 5 to 10 of them son bitches. But if you want to go out there and break the rules, then you really shouldn't be in there. You should not be a professional fighter if you can't fucking at least follow the rules. And y'all don't have to like my opinion, because that's exactly what it is. This is an opinion. But I will take this to YouTube, and I will show all 3 of these videos that I'm doing, and then you're going to see where we're going with that, because I can talk about this shit all damn day. And honestly, truly, the guy, if that girl lost, she deserved to lose, because, one, touch gloves and then go throwing a round kick. I don't know if there was a bell. I just know that most of the time in most fights, when the ref says touch gloves and then you take your fighting stance, I've never seen somebody touch gloves and then try to kick somebody dead in the goddamn face. So that's new to me. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure the rules are still the same for females as they are for males. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on YouTube. This will be part 3, and I have...
Welcome to YouTube. So you've seen all 3 of my videos, and for the most part, you pretty much know where I stand. You know, because you have to think about this shit in a fairly decent situation. You know, one, we are professionals. We know what we sign on for when we get in that damn ring. We know that we are going to get our blocks knocked around a lot, if any. You know, it's going to happen. It's what you sign on for. And if you don't think you can do this, then you probably shouldn't have signed on for this shit, and you probably shouldn't have took the fight. Alright? Now, you guys are probably going to get mad about my reference of UFC fighters that have poked people in the eyes and still got their ass kicked. I'm just going to say, y'all know which UFC fighters I'm talking about, because many of the motherfuckers do it all the fucking time instead of fighting with honor, a jab you in the eye. Now, again, don't get me wrong. If it's a street fight, and when I say street fight, I don't mean inside the arena. I'm not counting WWE street fights. I'm counting real live-to-God street fights. That's different. That's not what's on TV. This isn't bum fights. Now, you're in an arena. You are a professional. Act like a fucking professional. You have been given an opportunity that people like me never got. And I'm 49. Don't think that I didn't try. Believe me, when you get a letter back that says you need to get your weight up, even though I genetically couldn't gain weight, you can't do that, man, because many of people who want to be where you are, and they unfortunately, like me, just haven't been given an opportunity. And when you aren't given an opportunity, nobody knows who the fuck you are, nor do they care. So the thing about that is, it's really quite simple, man. She should have touched gloves and took a fighting position. She took touch gloves and she hit that girl dead in the face. However, if you watch that whole clip, the girl turned it around on her and ate her ass up. Again, I don't know if they won. Well, I don't know if the girl who got, sucker punched or sucker kicked, I don't know if she won, but she brushed the kick off, so it clearly didn't hurt her, talking about it. But, when you think about it, like I said in the video, if they'd have been in the streets, I wouldn't have had no problem with that. No. Because I have been sucker punched once or twice in the streets, too. But, if you're in a professional setting, that is not how that's supposed to work. You are not supposed to fucking take the enemy and just do whatever the hell you want and call it. No, that's not how that works. Fair game, because you're in a professional setting. It's not the same as if you're in the street where, all right, I got to get this guy before he gets me because I don't know how good he is. He doesn't know how bad I am. I got to knock him the fuck out before he knocks me the fuck out. So if you guys don't agree with me, it's fine. But understand, if you're not in a WWE street fight, because that's even still regulated to some of the shit that they just aren't allowed to do, versus a real street fight where we're fighting in a parking lot and that car has keys in it and I decide to hit you with the car, which means I literally jumped in the car and hit you with the car to bring you to a complete end. Now, in a street fight, there are no real rules other than survival. Where in a fight like that, you're going to survive it because no one's going to beat you to death in there. That's why they have fucking rules. That girl just broke the rules. That's just the way I feel about it. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Echo Fan Grey Wolf. This is 14 minutes and some change of your life you can't get back. I'm sorry. Be seeing you.